Who's going to steer this thing?
Yeah.
Who is going to steer this ship?
Could you imagine if this happened? Yes. What else?
I think that would be quite funny.
Yeah, that would be funny. I can imagine that going in a funny direction.
I'm imagining that right now.
I don't know what it is.
Man, if I could put you guys in here somehow, if there was some way to communicate what's in my head out loud, that'd be exciting. I've had a flogger, our Israeli flogger. We got one Israeli flogger that I know of. Okay. He said, "What's happened at the sound check on the pod?"
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
that's a good point.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. Cock, shit, fuck, piss, jizz.
because I was at your show last night and I didn't hear it. I thought you did it all sound checks.
I definitely
Bit unprofessional, mate.
I definitely still do it.
Yeah.
I did it at the Sydney Comedy Festival, and the tech thought I was very strange.
A thing I've realized about Hamo is because sometimes on the podcast we get frustrated that he's not always listening to what is happening. But Hamo also isn't always paying attention to what he's saying. Because I was saying to him about that joke he did the other day. I'm like, you've left this part out. He's like, do I not say that anymore?
Have I not been saying that?
And I'm like, no, you don't. And it's quite important to the joke. Some would call it the punchline.
Well, since you said that, Tom, I have definitely brought those extra words back into that joke.
Those extra words?
The unnecessary ones. Because the joke was, have you put it online? Can I say?
You can say it. Yeah.
Because the joke was about selling magic mushrooms and the good kind, not the kind you put in a
Pizza.
beef stroganoff when you hate them.
Beef Wellington.
Does a beef Wellington have... Because I thought originally it was stroganoff, which has mushrooms. Does a beef Wellington have mushrooms in it?
But the woman...
I think we've reached peak white on this podcast, by the way. Does a beef Wellington have mushrooms in it?
It took
Up
51
next in the
episodes.
cabin.
But it doesn't matter because...
Brought to you by Truth Social.
Because the woman that killed people with the mushrooms
Yes.
serves them...
Oh, was it actually in a beef Wellington?
It was a beef Wellington.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Okay, all right. Well...
Beef Wellington. It has 250 grams of chestnut mushroom.
There you go. Okay.
Come on, Tom.
But
That's not beef Wellington. That is maybe the whitest dish I've ever seen in my life.
it's like deep fried beef, isn't it?
It's like a meatloaf pie.
Meatloaf pie.
So Tom's point was that I needed to say it's not the kind of mushrooms that you serve in a beef Wellington when you hate them. And I was thinking, well, everyone knows about the mushroom lady killing them with a beef Wellington. I thought that was enough.
No, you'd say not the kind that you put in a beef Wellington, which is true.
Right. I've seen you do it without the clarification, and I think people have got it. I think Tom is asking you to Rory Lowe that joke.
No, but I think it's...
Which is what you serve when you kill people at a dinner party.
Like that woman in the Blue Mountains. Please pass around this newspaper.
I don't think she...
Actually, I've got a printout right here.
I don't think she liked them when she decided to kill them.
She's been accused of murder. It is necessary sometimes.
It's fun.
I like it. But yeah, I've seen you do it. You haven't said it, and it's got to laugh anyway. So, Hamo, I'm fighting for your forgetful brain on this one.
There we go.
I'm putting the D in ADHD.
Yep, suck my dick, Tom.
Got him.
But you still changed it.
Suck his dick,
and
Tom.
it went better.
You lost
Suck my-
cunt. Suck his dick.
Suck my dick.
That's how it works on this podcast. It's really hard to get guests on this podcast. Like, look, man, you're going to have to really be on your game because the consequences are stark.
Oh, man. All the floggers like, thank God. No guests. Excellent.
Oh, I'm definitely going to go on YouTube for this one.
Can't disrupt this chemistry. This is gold, folks. Gold. As Hamo chews through 2 cookies on this week's pod.
Cookies are good.
Oh, good.
What flavors did you get?
I got salted caramel, and they have actual flakes of salt on the cookie.
They do too.
Love that. Love that. And Nutella and chocolate chip, I think. I went hard. I went hard for you, Hamo.
See, there's some little things that really add a lot when it comes to food prep.
Go on.
I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased.
That's a classic Hamo half a thought.
See, now, Dan, if you weren't here, we'd have just moved on by now.
So, look, these ideas are 50% off today only.
I was very pleased. I'm in the Australian today, in the Weekend Australian magazine, and the journalist picked up, she was talking to me about when I owned a restaurant, and she was interested in my pride for my pizzas, the human pizzas.
The PEP quota?
The PEP coverage.
Absolutely.
That's in the paper.
That's in the paper?
That's in the paper.
Is it pep or pepperoni? in the paper?
I think she's. I
They have
said.
pep and then SIC.
I think it says something like it says pep coverage.
Pep coverage. That's sick.
I like to imagine a world where that becomes the thing you're most well known for. Andrew Hamilton, the guy who went to prison. The pep coverage guy. Oh yeah.
Yeah. The guy who created the pep standard?
And then it says something after that, like a lot of research went into that. You know,
A lot of research.
into 23 slices of pizza of pepperoni on every pizza.
You're just like Goldilocking the pizza?
Too much. 24.
Yeah.
That's just too much pep.
Yeah.
Too peppery, too salty, too meaty. 22. This is not enough pep.
I'm just imagining Hamo at his restaurant in like a lab coat with a clipboard. Like, what would you say? Too much pep? Not enough pep. What are we thinking?
And you look on the other side of the clipboard and it's just paper covered in pepperoni.
Well, we had at one stage when we first opened the restaurant, we had two kinds of pep on the pizza. We had like the regular, like kind of circular, sliced pep. And then we had
Please stop taking time to describe the normal pepperoni. Everyone's got that. Let's describe the weird one.
And then we had shaved like rectangular bits of LP's, like specialty LP's meats. Shout out to LP's.
LP's quality meats.
Yep. So we had shaved because it was quite expensive. We'd have like shaved extra bits of pep from that. It was really good, but it was not financially sustainable.
What is the plural of pepperoni?
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni?
Pepperonis.
I think pepperoni might be the plural and the singular is like pepperonis.
I just only I got one pepperone.
One pepperoni. It's like cannoli. Cannoli is plural.
And singular?
Cannolo is singular.
Cannolo.
Ravioli.
Oh, that was that boxer.
Yeah, it is. Canolo Alvarez. He's Mexican though. It's like it's
course.
just a pastry. It's a pastry shell filled with minced meat.
Of course, he was going to be a good boxer. He was a ginger Mexican. You know, like I think he would.
Gringo.
Yeah, I think he was destined.
That's just a white guy.
It's a white guy.
I
I mean, he doesn't look at all Mexican.
But
What does a Mexican look like, Hammer?
Not a white ginger kid. Not Eric Hutton on steroids.
Do you know that Louis C.K. is in fact half Mexican? Or full Mexican? Half Mexican.
Half, I think. His
I feel
dad.
like I did know.
And he looks a lot like Canelo Alvarez. Similar physique.
Yeah.
I was just giving me the side eye, being like, that's untrue.
But where do you get gingers? Aren't good fighters, are they? Is that a thing? Name another ginger fighter. Do it now.
Another ginger fighter.
No.
I feel like I had one for a second.
Is Conor McGregor ginger?
Kind of. Yeah, ish.
Strawberry blonde.
Strawberry
No.
blonde? I'm still looking at this
I think
beef
that-
Wellington. I'm entranced. Look at it.
I think gingers have some kind of like we talk about like old man strength and farm strength. I think gingers have ginger strength.
Ginger strength.
Ginger strength.
I think they have
I think this is the first most people, including gingers, have heard of this.
Yeah. I think ginger strength is a type of tea bag.
I think that's a level of sunscreen. Can you get me the banana boat ginger strength, please? Oh, SPF 1000? Excellent.
Yeah, sorry, we have to see your driver's license to give you that. We've got to make sure.
The driver's license photo with sunglasses on. It's like, oh yeah, okay.
I think there's something similar to pepperoni that has a word. Was it pepperoncini?
Pepperoncini.
Yeah.
That's a tiny little pepperoni.
no.
A cute little pep.
Okay, so there's this guy. He's fighting tomorrow. I think this UFC fighter. His name's Shara Magomedov. He's from
what is
like
that
the
guy?
middle of Russia. Lives in a cave or something. Like this guy. Look, he's got these fucked up eyes. Like he's got like one eye, like the David Bowie thing.
Oh, two different colored eyes.
Yeah.
He does.
But he's a ginger and he looks scary.
He does look scary.
And it looks strong.
He looks strong.
He
you go.
might have ginger strength.
He might have ginger
That
strength.
might be it.
Carrot top. Ginger strength.
That's true. Yeah.
He's jacked.
That is crazy how Jack Carrot Top is. That's what you're going for, Hammer.
Do you reckon that's just because of the props?
It's just he's getting heavier props, or do you think he had an idea for a really heavy prop and needed to jack up? I was going to say jerk off, but he needed to jack up just to lift it.
Yeah, I think so. I like the idea. It's just like I do not want to be limited in my prop-based comedy based on the weight of the prop.
Yeah, he's like, I got this really great anvil bit I want to do. But I just don't have this. I don't have the strength.
I just looked up just to remind myself. I've been thrown quite a few times when I have gone to a fancy place and I've seen a menu and it said pepperoncini, and I thought, it's kind of some kind of pepperoni. No, it's chili.
It's chili.
It's chili. It's a kind of chili.
Oh,
Like
a mild pepper with green, yellow, colour, and fermentation. Oh,
I've seen those.
You get them kind of pickled.
I would describe them as a Middle Eastern chili.
I think if you can't have the word pepper on anything else. It's supposed to be for a delicious sausage.
But there's only one P in that one.
It says pep. When I see pep, I think pepperoni.
Man, you're going to be confused by Pep Guardiola. What is this sausage man? And how is he so successful?
How many for the last time you were not on peptides? That's just sausage.
Just injecting sausage into his veins. Oh. He's trying to get a needle in the front of the pepperoni sausage. Can't get this thing in at all. Are you like? Have you been on a peptide?
Allegedly.
Have I tried a peptide?
If you were on like a peptide or a steroid, would that be a breach of your corrections order?
No. I don't know. Read the fine print.
I would love to see you on a stand in court giving that no. Mr. Hamilton,
were you selling drugs? No.
Was there another house in addition to your house?
No.
The jury's like, I think that means there is.
Those guys say it's believable.
Yeah.
There was a guy with an ankle bracelet at my show last night.
Oh, this is such terrible podcasting. Eat the cookie first, and then we can tell this sweet story about an ankle bracelet.
I think this is the most realistic the podcast has ever been. Hamo spitting out takes mid-chew.
Yeah, Hamo with a cookie, a Barocca, and a coffee in front of him. This is our prank.
I didn't see him drop the Barocca into the water.
I saw him do it so openly, and I'm like, it's weird watching someone put something into a drink, because it just feels like something you should do covertly. Just like,
Tom, this is more about you. I think. Hey, dude, are you spiking your own drink?
That's something you should do covertly. You know, when you're hanging out with women and they're thirsty and you fix them a fizzy drink. Yeah.
Andrew Rory Lowe Hamilton here, everybody. Like when you do it to a woman, because Tom is a sexual deviant.
He's not a sexual deviant. He just prefers to murder women. He still murders men, but it does less for him.
He's an equal opportunity. Yeah.
Well, I just forgot that I had brought those in my pocket.
Was it loose in your pocket?
Like a dad with candy? Your dad didn't do that? Sorry, just checking.
You know, park dads?
You guys got a home dad and a park dad, right? It's not just me. You don't have only one dad. You got a home dad, a park dad, and an uncle dad. But having loose Baroccas in your pocket is terrifying. Hamo, I want you to know. This isn't normal behavior.
It's not something I've done before. I just like to...
So you had them on you today, being like, at some point, I'm going to find a body of water.
You know in The Simpsons where Hank Scorpio keeps sugar in his pockets, just like loose? Imagine Hammer doing that with cocaine.
No, I think way more likely to be like a hangover cure.
Yeah.
Or like pepperoni.
Pepperoni pep.
Just a loose pep in the pocket.
Yeah.
Pre-sliced.
Seeing someone hungover and be like, oh man, I've got a Barocca for you, just pulling it out, raw dogging from the pocket. It would throw anyone.
Oh, sorry. Speaking of raw dogging, I raw dogged a shit the other day and it was terrifying.
What do you mean?
Raw dogging your shit? Just mean taking your shit? Oh, you mean you didn't wipe?
I just didn't wear a condom. I just took a shit without a condom. No, I just didn't. No phone, nothing. I was just in there, cold, bathroom, staring at the wall.
What happened? Did you just not know where your phone was, or
I was on charge. I was in a rush.
Yeah, okay.
You know, things were happening.
Sure. And what do you mean it was terrifying? What's wrong with you?
You just go. Do you shit regularly unaccompanied?
Like probably 50-50.
Like no music?
Tom doesn't shit that often. You should talk to me because I shit about 7 times a day.
My shitting, I want to put it, my shitting has gotten better in the since this podcast. Actually, I don't know if it's related.
You've been working on your shit.
I've been trying. Yeah,
good on you, man.
Thanks, man.
Look, I'll be honest. I think floggers struggle to flog the cabin. If you have any constipated mates,
what numbers are we getting up?
No, it's daily now. Maybe twice a day, but it's daily.
That's still so pathetic.
Why is this pathetic? pathetic.
Everyone today is fine.
I think Hammer doesn't like it.
That's goddamn rookie numbers. Yeah, gotta pop those up.
We pull into Macca's on the way over from Wollongong, and Hammer's like, "You still want your gay McFlurry?" And I'm like, "What is gay about this? That you don't want one?"
Nah, he's got a point there though.
Fuck off.
The shitting thing is reasonable, but yeah. What you get in the McFlurry? What'd you mix the ice cream with? Men? Got him.
Yeah, can I get a large cum McFlurry?
Oh, sorry, we've discontinued that special. We've only got M&M's and Oreo. What about McFlurry with rainbow?
We got flake.
Why is Flake gay?
Because it's a chocolate dick. Are you aware of this?
All chocolate bars are
Anything
chocolate dicks.
cylindrical is dicks, which is why we chop pepperonis up. They're foreskin.
I can imagine Hamo having a raw dog flake in his pocket as well, to be honest.
Do you want one?
He's got a flake from a favourites box, but he's taking it out of the wrapper. I'm going to need to eat this quickly at some point.
I don't think that you're saying anything particularly remarkable. That sometimes you took a shit and you didn't have anything to detain you. Can you just snap one off quickly in a hurry and just be like, you know what?
What am I, a dog? Late at night?
I find that when I sometimes have got my phone on the toilet, I'm in there for way too long.
Well, you shouldn't be in there for too long until you get a hemorrhoid.
That's for sitting on the toilet. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not, that's from straining, isn't it?
No. If you just sit on too long, it's quite bad.
Just from sitting on.
Yeah, you got to be efficient in there.
Okay, well, sometimes I find myself doom scrolling and I'm like, it's been in here for half an hour and this was finished 20 minutes ago.
I like that you're looking at me like, I'm like, yeah, it's weird to just not have your phone with you when you take a shit. You know, you're just scrolling, reading something, whatever. And you're being like, oh man, sometimes I do that for a man who took his phone into the shower until recently.
I did it again.
Yeah, to the man who bought an $1,800 phone so he could take it into the shower. That was the main selling point.
Excuse me, how waterproof is this? Like, how many 1,000 feet? How deep can I take this phone? Because I'm planning to check out the Titanic soon.
Yeah, I want to check out. I want to check in while I'm down there.
Well,
check in, Hamo, Mariana's Trench.
I feel like, as they say, necessity is the mother of all invention. I feel like when they made the iPhone waterproof, it was because we're like, guys, we've got too many guys having showers with their iPhone. We need to update the technology.
I don't think that's the reason.
I think it's so you can.
I'm going to come out there pretty strongly and say that wasn't the reason.
I think it's so you can lightheartedly push someone in a pool again. I think that's what it's about.
While they're filming.
Yeah.
Gets a great shot.
I mean, that's the PR spin. I think it really was about guys showering with their phones.
No.
I think it's people dropping their phone in the toilet, and I'm going to say high incidence of chicks than dudes on that. Don't know why.
Dropping phones in the toilet.
Yeah, a lot of people I know have lost a phone to a toilet accidentally at some point.
Really?
Back pocket, because chicks keep the phone in the back pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have side pockets. I think a lot of chicks don't have side pockets.
One time I was on cocaine.
What?
When?
Wait, Hammer, we're going to have to cut this out of the podcast. You don't want this on record, do you?
I was on Andrew Hamilton was on drugs at a Bucks party.
Sorry, can we just note the time? I'm going to clip this up for Instagram in about 12 hours.
Yeah, Instagram. Hello, Waverly Police.
And I was at a Bucks party, and for some reason, I can't remember why, me and my mate decided to just get in the bath while we were drinking.
Clothes on?
Clothes on. We were not.
Christ.
But
at least I bet at least you guys did 2 shits that day, because otherwise that would have been lame.
And we had McFlurries. And
that's what I call it when I suck off an Irish guy.
But we were drinking, and then suddenly, wait.
I sucked up an Irish guy, gave him a real McFlurry. Yeah, I swallowed 32 out of 36 of it. Yeah. We're talking split up Ireland. The county's there. Northern Ireland. Nah, not good.
Come on, man.
I was just trying to find something more Irish about it.
Come on.
It was just in the muck. That's all it was for me.
I wanted to take it further. Want to bring the cause in?
No, again, that's why you're here. That's why podcasts with you last longer than podcasts with us and a guest.
Pilot.
Yeah.
Podcast made longer.
They actually used this photo of me in the bathtub because it used to be on my Instagram in a couple of news stories when I got arrested.
Really?
Yeah. But we were drinking. And then I think I might have turned the tap on at some point.
So wait, you're in an empty bar.
We're in an empty bar, sitting there drinking. And then,
I thought you just got in to a full bath.
That's what I thought.
Clothes on.
Sorry.
Weird.
Clothes on, sitting in an empty bath, drinking, because we were just like, you're going from room to room, you're racking up, you've been an idiot. And then we're like, oh, let's have a beer in the bath. And then wouldn't it be funny if I just did this and turned the tap on? And then we sat there as the water level rose to our nipples. And then we sat there for about 20 minutes drinking. And then I was like, I've been sitting in here with my phone in my back pocket the entire time. And
You're
then
like, one day there will be a solution. One day, I dare to dream.
You got out of that bath, put on a black turtleneck, and solved this thing.
Went down to the Apple store. It was closed. I was furious.
Hey, I'm outside dripping wet.
Did you know your phones don't work in the bath for 20 to 30 minutes?
Forget the genius bar. I want the genius bath.
Genius bath.
I'm looking for some wet geniuses to solve this. So did your phone was fucked?
totally fucked.
Was it an iPhone at that stage?
Yep.
Did you guys remember, like, it feels so far, like, long ago, like, just not having an iPhone?
Yes. Yeah,
Like, just that thing, because, like, I held off for ages. Like, I was being my usual cunty self and be like, I'm not going to get a fucking iPhone. I had that, like, you know when the Knockberry was out? Like, the
Knockberry?
Nokia that resembled the BlackBerry.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
okay.
with, like, the full keyboard kind of thing. Like, I sat on that for years.
You were rocking a Knockberry?
Knockberry, yeah, dude.
Oh,
Just me and the diplomats, brother, on the Knockberry.
I think also organised crime figures
Thank you.
would use BlackBerry.
Who you just called losers, right? You said owning a Knockberry made you a loser.
Well, I just went.
Any organised crime figures?
Shout out to all the boys using the Knockberries that were doing it for
reasons.
legitimate crime purposes.
I was using it for illegitimate social purposes.
It's supposed to be very encrypted, I believe, as the reason why a lot of guys used the BlackBerry, but
Is there
you
like...
can't trust encryption these days because it's just unreliable. They got tricked by the Anom takedown.
The Anom?
Anom was a encrypted messaging platform that was being used worldwide by organized crime syndicates.
Oh, what's the other one? What's the other?
Signal?
No, I'm thinking something else.
I thought Signal was the new one.
Wicker?
Wicker. Yeah.
Wicker.
I rocked Wicker. I used Signal, but Anom was used by all these organized crime figures. Turned out invented by the FBI. They created it, and then they got a bunch of snitches to like encourage.
Your Honor, I couldn't possibly be guilty. I can't even say criminal.
Sorry, so we just we encrypted Andrew Hamilton.
Yeah, it was a disappearing message. Disappeared slightly too quickly this time, but we're working on that.
They encouraged all these guys to use it. They had crims.
What is going on? Have you had your software update this morning? Finish your fucking Barocca and your words, would you?
Hungover. So all these bad guys were using it, and then the cops around the world pounced. They had a pounce.
Please stop saying pounce like it's the official term. Your house got raided. You know what the fucking word is.
I don't mind it as a verb. I hate it as a noun. They had a pounce. It's like when someone says I did a cum. I'm like, ugh.
Oh,
That's weird.
that is gross. That to me seems like one singular semen. Like unaccompanied, no Sherpa.
So
You guys have a Sherpa when you come, right? Yeah. You got a guy with a staff.
Hammer does, little Nepalese guy.
love my Nepalese guys. Hard working.
I'm taking you to the egg.
Yeah, put those sheep away and make me a palmy, would you?
Sir Ed cum Hillary. We did it. we made it.
What did we do?
I made a pun almost work. That was my Everest.
So they had a global pounce on around the
Global bounce. You're such a fuckhead.
Yeah. Say criminal. Do it.
criminal. And so they had this strike force around the world, coordinated.
I played the video game Counter Strike. We need to get a metronome
On the
for
same
you.
day that I got arrested.
Oh,
The Anom takedown around the world happened on the same day I got arrested, which made it look like I was a much bigger criminal. Because people were like, oh, he must be part of that Anom takedown. My sister thought that. She's like, oh, he must be in with some big guys. No, it was just a humble mushroom farmer.
Must have been a tough day to break that to your family. Sorry, guys.
But I got sent to prison on the same day all these other big guys were going in there. So it made me look much more impressive than I was. It was great.
You're just
I didn't dispel any of the rumors.
of course not.
No.
Just let it go on.
Oh, man, can't believe they got us all. Fuck. Who's the dog?
Yeah, I should have had a knockberry. You're right, boys.
Don't say a word, boys. We're in this together.
So the FBI that's clever from them. Sneaky.
It's great. Like, as much as, I was not happy about getting arrested, you got to marvel when you see good police work because there's just so much bad police work. Like, most of the drug police work that we see is just a bunch of bored cops standing at Newtown train station with a couple of sniffer dogs. You're like, is this doing anything? But like when you see that, you're like, that's pretty cool.
It's proactive.
Yeah, proactive. It's clever. It's edgy. It's tech.
And the dog cops would have been like talking to them, be like, "Oh, you fucking nerd with your program. Oh, you're building an app, are you, loser? I've got a German Shepherd here. I'm doing real police work. I'm sniffing people with dreadlocks when they jump the turnstile.
I made a 16-year-old overdose the other day out of fear. What are you doing?
What's that? Because they
Music festivals.
swallow all their drugs to not. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they panic and they swallow their drugs to avoid the sniffer dog.
When really they could, be busting criminals like Hamo.
And they did.
Well, like Hamo, not Hamo. They had a far less sophisticated system for getting me. It was just a tip-off. By those you love. But
finish that, Barocca, mate. Pick yourself back up. It's dark days for Hamo on the pod. I do. Do you reckon, though, because I was just thinking about it, do you reckon the FBI only did that surely it would have been to get terrorists?
Oh,
and drug dealers were just like an ancillary thing to it.
That's always my question about sniffer dogs in an airport, the proportion of drugs to explosives. Are they more keen? Because you can only train them for one or the other, right? So
I think some dogs go both ways.
You think so?
Yeah.
yeah.
They sniff everything. They're like pan sniff. Nah, nothing.
No, I was trying to think.
Nothing.
Nothing there.
Nothing there. Tough cat.
Yeah.
But no, just genuinely, because is placing drugs on a global scale still a genuine priority for law enforcement? I don't think so. I think terrorism is the priority, and drugs kind of get caught up in that because most of the world's heroin comes from Afghanistan and all that shit.
I mean, they have the US Coast Guard doing those sensational raids on those Mexican and Colombian submarines. That have you seen those submarines that they use to smuggle drugs into the US?
Yeah, the cartels have the subs.
Yeah.
They get down there and they're like, "Sorry, guys, it's all redheads down there, not a Mexican inside." And they're fucking strong.
We got the wrong sub.
That's the only sailing gingers do.
Below water.
Yeah.
I think, you're probably right. They're scaling back perhaps on prioritizing drugs, but maybe not.
Some of the cadence from you today, Hamo, is really exceptional. Going back on drugs.
Probably not at the top end, right? The pointy end, traffic, international drug trafficking, that's still a priority. It's more like, I think maybe a scaling back at the user end. But I think that part of that is because the organised crime part is just so violent still. I think you get rid of the violence, everyone just gets along and suddenly it's be less of a priority.
Did you ever have any kind of violent run-ins in your drug dealing days? Or were you ever forced to confronted by that?
Never once did I have a violent moment. No, it was very harmonious. Well, because everyone had to be vouched for.
It's only the police who have really got violent with you when you think about it.
Yeah.
They were the violent ones.
Yep.
Yeah, when they pounced.
They pounced when they did a pounce. Oh no, it's a pounce.
Oh, it's a violent pounce.
You're sitting with the Anom guys on the bus on the way to prison, they pounce you too, huh?
Global drug pounce.
Yeah, one of the biggest pounces in history, I hear. It's because it was the first pounce.
Pounce is such a cute word.
Yeah.
It's like
The kitten does it.
yeah, it's like a kitten going after a fake mouse.
Yeah.
And Hammer was the fake mouse. Oh man, I just don't know if it'd be that much of a priority for them anymore.
I was at I went to one of those. Have you guys seen the Wing House place in the entertainment quarter?
German spelling?
Yes. Yeah. Big. You the other one?
HAUS house.
Yes,
The Wing House.
I've never been there.
It's where like the Bavarian used to be in the entertainment quarter, and it's like one of those places. Like the whole restaurant is brought to you by Ladbrokes, which is very strange. Like every other screen has a Ladbrokes commercial on it, and on all the serviette dispensers, it's got Ladbrokes. And there's like
bit much, isn't
it is a lot, and there's more TV screens than there are people in there.
I mean, I like gambling, but I don't want to see it when I'm eating wings.
Yeah. Why? I was like, yeah, that's true. Wait. Why? What is it about wings?
Well,
Burgers. You okay seeing it when you're eating burgers?
Yeah. What's the line?
Drinking coffee?
I don't want to see it when I'm eating food. In a restaurant
Drinking?
kind of vibe. A pub vibe. Drinking alcohol, yes, but
You know how you can't have food in the smoking area? Imagine they bring that into the TAB.
oh man, don't get me started with those fucking laws.
Yeah. Hey, no eating in the gambling area.
Yeah.
Take that outside. Go have a cigarette. Walk it off.
Yeah. Getting secondhand bets.
Secondhand bets is sick. Look, man, I didn't even want to make a bet, but this guy was betting over there, and now I'm betting. You know, now we both got something on the horse. I've got less than him, but it accrues over time. I'm just walking through there trying to serve them drinks, and now I've got a couple of bets on.
Whoever made those laws, like, what do they think? Like, they must have been at the time like, oh, I've done a good one here. But the fact, I understand if you're in a dining area that you shouldn't be able to smoke in front of everyone.
just like gesticulating right in front of my face. But seriously, what I'm trying to say.
Wait, what were you saying? Check out the YouTube, folks. It's hot stuff.
Yeah.
More movement than there's ever been in the cabin.
Yeah.
We're getting into some physical comedy. But telling someone where they can or cannot have a schnitty or a burger because you might be near people who are smoking is just an insane law.
Yeah, I remember actually I saw Ari Shafir when he was in Australia like years ago when that later just kind of come out. And you know when someone from overseas comes in and just sees something so objectively and explains it and is like, what the fuck are you guys thinking? And it was that. It's just like, yeah, I get it. No smoking in the eating area. That makes total sense, right? And then there's like a smoking area, but you can't bring food out there. Why?
Yeah, that is
You're the smoker.
because no smoking in the eating area makes sense, but no eating in the smoking area makes no sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
It's just like if anyone was on the ground floor, if anyone was like in the same room when this is happening, they're like, well, clearly this doesn't work both ways.
Yeah.
But it's like, because it's like a law, it's just like you can't eat where you smoke. And it's like, well, this doesn't make any sense anymore.
I was at a pub in Crow's Nest and I was watching the UFC and I was outside and I had a table that I had ordered food to eat at. I think I had a schnitty and
Palmy?
it wasn't a palmy. It was just a schnitty.
Pre-fame, huh?
Simpler times.
But then a woman came out and said that I couldn't eat at that table because it was part of the smoking area. And I was like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? She goes, you can go over there. So I had to stand and I lean the plate on a railing and stand there and watch the fight, like awkwardly, like trying to balance this thing using cutlery. And I'm like a meter away from the table that was vacant that I could have eaten on.
I'm pitching
And I'm
Hammer,
like-
you know, like when people spin plates and he's like trying to eat a schnitzel up on the same time?
I was picturing more like the plate, like a skateboard, like going down the rail as like a grind, as he's like chopping, like cutting
Just
things up.
chasing my schnitty.
Yeah, it's just absurd. Like, it's just incredibly illogical. But this is this goddamn meddling bureaucracy.
Red
folks.
tape gone mad.
It's a natty state. That's what I've heard.
That's what his buddy is, yeah.
Just as an aside, as the only one wearing headphones, your mouth noises are disgusting today. This is horrific. I really want to apologize. Bringing the cookie was a very nice gesture, Dan, but terrible for the listeners.
Yeah. I mean, I can't hear it because, like, I don't have the headphones
No,
on.
but you do the editing. You
I'm
will
gonna.
hear it.
Foreshadowing for the old edit.
But at the Wing House, I was at a friend of mine.
ASMR, you reckon?
Oh God, yeah, maybe. I don't know. You should try that. Oh God, stop it!
Stop it! It's about to come. I'm about to McFlurry.
I'm going to do a cum.
No, we're doing a wankathon, so it's for the kids.
Tell us about.
Oh yeah, gross.
Tell us about.
It'd be so funny if the wankathon was for like Ronald McDonald House charities, and it's like, oh, we raised over $10,000 for those sick kids. That's great. How'd you do it? We were wanking. Oh, I mean, good, I guess.
This is the gooeyest toy ever.
Oh God.
You want to wank for kids?
I think wank in aid of children. You got to like separate wank from children as much as you can. Wank in order to raise money for children. Put as many words in there as you can. Wank for kid? No. It's a kid wank. No, that's not it.
Wank to raise money and to help those who are struggling, who are kids. You're like, wait, hold on. Did you start that sentence with the word wank?
Don't worry about how I start. Worry about how I finish. It's a wankathon, isn't it?
Tell us about the wing house.
Oh no, I was just like, a friend of mine was like really keen because you can get 60 wings is like the one of the amounts you can get. I think it's like, you get 10, you can get 20, you can get 60. And he was like, we should get 60 wings. And I'm like, no, we should get 6 lots of 10 wings. Because otherwise you're just going to get the same flavor the whole time.
Okay.
All we had was wings. Surely you don't want 60 of the one kind of wing. Am I right here?
I mean, when you go to those Korean fried chicken joints, it'll be like the kilo of wings they do it by weight, don't
Yeah,
they?
okay.
Or like a whole chicken or whatever. And usually you
The
can
whole
split
chicken
that.
would be 2 wings.
Well, okay. Okay, Mr. Anatomy. Didn't realize we had some vets in the cabin this week. Fucking David Attenborough. They do like a whole amount of chicken.
Yes.
And you can split it. You can be like, I'd like a half and half.
Yeah, like a honey soy and then a garlic or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, or a chili if you're a fucking bloke.
Yeah.
You get an original and honey soy, are you?
I am.
We had spicy ones. We had Chipotle. It was three flames.
We had a pepperoncino. Is that the word?
Pepperoncini?
Pepperoncini.
I am generally on your side here.
Man, I gotta say, it's a huge relief. It's nice to be on this side of the fence for once.
The axis of steel going strong.
It depends on what the options for the sauces are. Because like if you go to somewhere like Wings and Tins and they have like so many different rubs and sauces you can have on the wings,
Yeah.
you really do want to mix it up.
It was like one of those
And
places.
if a place is called Wing House, it implies that they have wings.
What else does it imply, Hammer?
It's in some kind of house.
Is this sorry? Do you guys sell wings? Like, no, we just kind of have a crack at things, so we just wing it. We'd like try things on the fly.
Well,
On the fly?
On the fly.
Intentional?
when I went
Sure. if that's the thing that got me to laugh, yeah, absolutely. That was the plan.
when I went to Jimmy's Falafel, so they have only got like one kind of falafel on the menu, right? It was like, and I almost missed it. Like looking at the list, I was like, they've got to have a falafel on here somewhere.
How many types of falafel are there?
Well,
How many Jimmys were there?
I didn't ask, but I think that you would want to come up with.
Wait, so this is Jimmy's falafel, and you don't even serve Jimmy's? What kind of place is this?
I think you can come up with multiple falafel types.
You got a wing house? Like, I'll get one gingerbread house, thank you. Wait, what? I went to Wing House. I didn't play any house music. It was really weird.
I could happily eat 60 hot wings, right?
Yes.
Just hot wings and some ranch, and I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some cold beers. And
Man, thanks for taking us to Wing House with you. Really painted a picture for me.
Okay.
Wow, we learned so much about Hamo this episode. Wait, likes cold beers and wings? What?
Okay.
This guy.
And he did cocaine once.
He did
And I'll
cocaine
probably ask for a couple of moist towelettes as well, because my finger's going to get sticky.
We will be providing Flog cabin moist towelettes for the wankathon.
Because your fingers are going to get sticky. For the kids.
And you're going to get pretty hungry during that wank, so you're probably going to want to eat some chicken. We recommend not spicy.
Yeah.
I agree. I would want to have a variety of wings.
Have you heard that? Because at Wings and Tins, they do that thing. They do the spicy roulette thing. Have you heard about that?
Oh, is this one of those things where like there's an extra spicy wing?
There's one extra spicy one. Like, how sometimes people do it with like shots of, there's shots of water and there's 1 shot of vodka or whatever. It's like you get 10 wings and one of them is the super, super spicy one and you don't know who gets it. You all kind of just pick a wing and eat.
Yeah.
I feel like in the Western world, we need more hardship. When a wing restaurant is like, hey, you know, everything's just really easy and predictable. We're going to give you a spicy wing. And people are like, fuck yeah, surprise.
Yeah. A 1 in 10th chance of surprise.
Yeah.
Didn't Doritos do a similar thing where they had like a couple of really hot chips in the bag?
Yeah. This could be cheese supreme, or one of the chips is poison.
Yeah.
One of them is a salmonella Dorito.
One of them is a beef Wellington covered in mushrooms.
Nice callback.
That was definitely worth the big laugh before you delivered it. You going, this is going to be good. This is going to go down great. Unlike a beef Wellington. Oh my God, I did it again.
Because beef Wellingtons are sometimes also poison.
And we brought it up earlier in the podcast.
What? You expect me to go through this podcast where I'm staring at beef Wellingtons the entire time and not like keep thinking about it?
It's very weird. This has just been. We've had the Google image results for beef Wellington, like, and actually like tilted towards all 3 of us the entire episode.
Wait, let me try something.
Yeah. All right.
I've Googled another image and I'm going to leave it up for the rest of the pod. Let's see if Hammer needs to bring it up.
Well, I need to put something fizzy in someone's drink.
Oh, he's done it! He did it!
I Googled Bill Cosby. Tom's comedy mentor.
Wait, he does comedy?
Tom's like, I never thought I'd follow a black man so closely, but here we are.
Usually they follow you, I found.
What a weird way to describe slavery. They'll just follow me around. Helping out for free. Good
Man,
people.
You took it to slavery. I want to make that clear. I was just keeping it to modern day racism. Thank you.
Modern day racism.
Modern day
We've really innovated.
We've come a long way.
Look, we haven't built a pyramid in ages. We've evolved.
What do you guys put any stock in, like the sort of alien theories about pyramids? Not necessarily alien, but like how they built those things.
You just won't give the Jews any credit, will you?
All right, we're just all doing we're doing Andrew Schultz bits now.
What?
That's his thing. Have you ever not heard Schultz has that bit about that?
What?
Jews built the pyramids and we're all like, it must have been aliens. Mexicans built pyramids. We're like, no, that seems about right.
Oh, yeah. I have heard that bit. Good bit.
Yep.
Good bit. Schultz, good joke.
I don't spend any time thinking about this stuff.
Right.
I think about the more important things in life.
Like what?
This is real time. This is how long it takes to boot Hamo up. That's why it makes that noise. It's like a desktop computer.
It's like an ADSL modem.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like inside his head before every thought.
And then he's like, beef Wellington? Why is that still there? It's not even here anymore.
Just like, oi, get off the phone. I'm trying to have a thought.
Oh, there's so many times in my day where I'm so annoyed at myself. I'm like, what was I just trying to do? And then I have to either remember it or go through my phone notes of like my to-do list for the day.
Yeah. It's cool to hear ADHD described.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with this. Like I've been diagnosed with ADHD. Yeah, and it shows. Yeah.
Hamo the other day,
Unmedicated.
on the way to Wollongong, started telling a story. I'm like, Hamo, not only have I heard the podcast where you told this story, I was on it. And it was yesterday.
In fact, the episode just came out. We can put it on.
Yeah. In fact, I thought it was on, actually.
Yeah, Hammer. We'll put the podcast on. It'll be slightly better quality. We'll clean up the mouth noises.
I can't remember everything I say. I can't remember most things that I say. That's
I don't think you should.
yeah.
I think you'll be disappointed.
Well, people that like reflect back, like, oh God, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
I don't have that problem.
No, yeah, Hamo, I remember a lot of things you say, and it's done me not much good.
Just picturing Tom waking up in a cold sweat.
23 slices. That is the correct amount.
So funny. Like the guy in a mental asylum, like 23 slices, 23 slices, 23 slices.
the end of the autobiography of Hamo's life movie. The snow globe shatters. 23.
Pounce. Someone pounced. Pounced.
Hammer, Rain Man.
Wait, is 23 a prime number? I think it is.
He's in Rain
It
Man.
definitely is. Yep.
He's at the roulette table. He's like, no food and gambling. No food and gambling.
Dealer 18, pounce.
Pounce.
I was with people that were high on.
Blackjack, kids 23 slices. 20 slices.
I was with people that were high on cocaine last night.
How heavy's a soul? 23.
I'd forgotten how hard it is to talk to people when when you don't do drugs and everyone else around you is on cocaine.
Were these fans of yours?
No, these were friends.
Oh.
Ex-customers, some would say.
Yeah.
One of them was telling a story that she was at an event and they were trying to order cocaine. And they asked this guy, and
the waiter's like, we don't actually serve that here.
they asked this guy,
Also, they haven't even done the speeches yet.
We do have some mirrors out back. I can ask the chef if he can whip something up. That chef clip, by the way, continues to blow up.
It's great.
I'm still pissed off that we've got only 994,000 views on that.
I love that you know the exact number at any given day.
Of course he does. It's in a spreadsheet.
Okay, this one will overtake.
Got a lot of projections here.
Yeah.
It's like a stock market. Like it's got the graph going up and down, different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my watch list.
Yeah, he's got one of those Bloomberg terminals just for social media clips.
And they got little tickers.
Wait till I figure out how to check book rankings, best-selling book rankings. I'm going to be like, here we go.
Hammer wakes up every morning as he sits down to his computer. He rings the bell. We're open.
hey, no watching clips after 4 p.m.
So, hold on, I've got to finish this bit about these guys were trying to figure out who had a number for getting cocaine.
Okay.
And then this guy they were with goes, no, sorry, my dealer became a comedian.
Oh, it was you.
And they're like, oh, you mean Hammer? Like, oh, that's a funny way to describe it. Like, he looked so sad that he was like, sorry, the only contact I have is become a comedian. Like, I really sold out.
It's also very generous to say that's the reason you stopped dealing, not the whole prison sentence. Sorry, he's taking up a career in the arts. I don't know what to tell you.
It would have been much funnier and stranger if I just did my whole thing without going to the prison part.
It would have been funny, why
Why is he admitting all this?
you telling your customers, or it's like, I'm giving it up, guys, I'm going to try stand-up comedy. And they'll be like, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
It's
Have you
like,
thought about going to prison? might be better.
it's like when Michael Jordan started playing baseball. After a year and a half, he's like, I want to go back to dealing, actually. This is fucking stupid. I'm not good at this at all.
Why did Hammer give up dealing to do comedy? Well, he promised his dad.
So
His dad loved comedy.
There are rumors that it was like the NBA commissioner, David Stern, at the time banning him for gambling. But, it was, baseball, sure.
I think I would have had similar early progression if I was still dealing. Because I'm sure that would have been very handy for comics and room runners.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been handy for your material.
No. I wonder how far I could have got as just an active drug dealer / comedian.
Yeah,
Melbourne Comedy Festival.
You're having to do all your material about not doing drugs?
So
keep up your
I
cover?
used to be in PR.
I'm just picturing myself in the room with the directors of the Melbourne Comedy Festival just racking up so are you getting me on the gala or what's going on? Yeah.
I just
Are you
don't
thinking about dropping a name right now?
thinking about it. Oh man, you know how to make these roadshow drives a lot more interesting.
Gideon, hold my note for me.
Susan, I believe this is your romper.
Have you guys been to Comedy on It? Have you been to Comedy Zone this year? It's high energy. I don't know what it is. They're all very jittery.
It's different. They seem to be enjoying it a lot more, but the audience is enjoying it a lot less, and they don't seem to notice.
Also, the show was meant to go for an hour. It went for 27 minutes.
And they kept going to the toilet during their sets. Weird.
Yeah. Oh, God. That's funny.
Wait, sorry, just the idea of you on stage as a still active cocaine dealer / restaurant owner. It's like, yeah, I open a restaurant that may or may not have been a money laundering operation. It definitely isn't.
It's not. But wouldn't it be
It's
funny
not
if it was?
a money laundering operation.
I don't know
It's
why
a
I said
real
that.
restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys talk about. Oh, that cocaine mouth clear is brutal. Just that chew. I know what you mean because I've tried. Because I don't have a corrections order, so I don't have any motivation to not do cocaine when everyone else is on it.
Yep.
But I have tried.
Yep.
And then it's just like, just give me a fucking line, would you? I want to be on this level anecdotally.
Do you think what's the worst drug to be around people who are on it when you're not?
Weed.
You think so?
Weed. Hate it. Hate it. They're so dumb. They just don't and they just kind of go off like on their little tangent and then like this big pause and they just all giggle.
Yeah,
and you're like, nothing happened.
But I find that person more funny and entertaining than someone who's really high on cocaine.
Yeah, who thinks everything they're saying is really
same story for
meaningful
the
and
eighth time.
you need to engage. Like, I think if weed, you can kind of tune out and it's not really a problem.
Telling the same story for the 8th time. If only the floggers knew what that felt like. Actually, in fairness, at that wedding in the States, there were people like on a vape pen, like weed vape, and they were really fun.
I think vape and edibles, they're very different highs to like smoking.
Yeah, because my mates were always bongs.
Yeah.
Like always bong.
Yeah,
and
bong's
like
probably...
It's weird to like, I think I had a bong before I had a joint.
Okay.
With weed.
Yeah, I never really did. And I remember being like, I would smoke quite a lot of joints and then I'd be around people who were doing bongs. I'd be like, and how do I do this? Like, what do I...
Yeah, because like it's a lot of, you got to get your hands. It's kind of like playing the recorder.
Yeah, and the thing of like when you, because especially, apparently there's a thing in Australia especially, we rip bongs where it's like you want to like, I think in America you kind of like toke on them almost, whereas ours is like, you know how you pull the weed through the cone? Do you know what I
Is
mean?
that not how you meant to do it?
I think it's just in America it's a bit more of like you take a bit of a hit, you pass it around as opposed to just...
What?
Oh.
Don't you finish a cone?
This is what I've heard. I could be wrong, but I think in Australia it's like a big thing that we rip.
You telling me that in Australia we skull weed? Like that's
Fucking down it.
here's to hammer, here's true blue.
Rip.
And everyone else is like,
And you pour it on your head, and the water's hot. You're like,
Oh no!
it burns.
The water
Dude.
doesn't get hot, I don't think.
The water?
Does it?
I thought it gets hot.
Doesn't get like...
I think it does.
I thought the water gets hot.
Like warm, so it's not going to like burn you.
The
the glass
glass gets
gets
really
very
hot.
What do you mean? Because the thing is like sticking out of the side of the glass. This is not it's not a meth pipe.
I thought.
It gets hot. I burnt myself on the glass.
Am I just thinking about all those times I smoked meth? Yeah. Burnt myself on the pipe like some manager?
What did you say? Like some what?
I meant to say amateur.
Like some manager?
I just say manager.
And this is the way this podcast works. They're like, I don't even think that made sense, but Dan said it. So I think I might be the idiot. Did I miss it? Hammer hasn't said anything, but he hasn't been paying attention the last 5 minutes. He's still loading up.
He can't even say the word crip.
Did you do that on purpose? You really did. You committed to the bit. I was like, he's done it again.
Barocca really gives you that stutter. Is it a Barocca or a Hydrolat?
That was something called Voost.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen Voost.
Is there like caffeine in it?
Don't know.
No.
It just says energy on the thing. So I was like,
This is what I need.
Which is a shame, because usually I had to go by that, and I accidentally bought batteries.
when I used to
It's embarrassing.
Oh, Energizer.
Oh, fuck.
God.
I used to write on my little saddies of cocaine, energy. And then I'd take that and it gave me energy.
And then you put ketamine, sleepy time.
This friend that I play golf with, and he would write things on his golf ball. He's like, baby, I'm teeing off with vengeance.
That's a good
man.
bit. No, that's funny. Come on. If he's doing it ironically, that's funny.
Yeah.
If he's doing it seriously, like, ugh.
No, it was ironic. And then one time he put it through someone's window, and he was like, oh, no.
That would terrify someone.
Oh, my God.
Someone's moved state for no reason.
Someone's in Witsack and you got a ball. Vengeance. We're going to move again, honey.
The world's whitest mafia family.
What? Witsack?
Witsack, witness security. I mean,
I thought it was witness protection.
Witproc. Witprot.
Witsack. I think that's what they call it.
Okay.
I think that's what they call it. In the
I mean, that's how you know a guy's been to prison, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Little bit of witness protection, no time. I say it so frequently. That's the only abrev you've had on this podcast that I've liked. Congrats, Hamo. You did it. You climbed that mountain.
There we go.
I've got to say, as much as I hated it at the time, I do have some fondness for Rotis Chick.
Rotis chick.
Couple of rotis chicks.
Rotis Chick. I mean, in terms of time saved, that's up there with your briefs. But then you do say put on, what did you say? Put it 1,000 on something?
A Jeezy.
A Jeezy.
Everyone knows that that's a grand.
A Jeezy.
It's a quick Jeezy.
But G. A G. A K. A
But
1,000.
A G isn't. Well, I mean, yeah,
10
like
Gs.
10 Gs, but you can't say like. I guess you could say a G.
Put a G.
I put a G on it. I actually agree with Hammer. I think if you say a G, it kind of sounds like a bit weird. Like
A
you're
G,
putting a
yeah,
gangster
you
on
can't
it.
say
Say
a
2G. You say 2 grand. It just, but also
2 Gs.
Put a grand on it.
But if you've won,
Yeah.
One syllable.
do you know how fun it is to
Grand
say?
is shorter. Yeah, fuck you. All right, I'm off it now.
Okay, but all right, just picture this. You've just won money, and they say, your mate says, how much you win? And you go, 2 Jeezy. It feels really good to say.
I mean, I think it just feels really good to win 2 grand.
Yeah. I think that guy still hates you.
Try saying, I won 2 Jeezy.
I won 2 Jeezy.
Here we go.
It sucks.
There we go.
It's
I
awful.
feel like I'm wearing a wire.
I want to.
Trying to get someone to admit to something. I won 2 Jeezy. What about you?
A thing we haven't done nor prepared is a pilot ad
Oh, yeah.
because we're doing really rare 3 pods in a week, 3 pods in 5 days.
At a really early cabin because I need to get my boy out of the hospital.
Huge cock.
It does. When you say
The doctors wanted to study it. That's why he's been in there for a while. The doctor's like, you can't take this kid home. We've got the Guinness World Book here.
They've flown people in from
Yeah.
interstate, international.
Yeah.
I got to get my boy out of the hospital. Sounds like something else you'd say when you're wearing a wire. He got shot for 2 Jeezy.
Yeah. I like the idea they've flown like experts in, but they're not like, he's not under the microscope, he's under the macroscope. That's how big this cock is.
Whoa, it's too big. We didn't.
I can't see this with my regular human eye.
I can't fully take it all in.
I'm still picturing when you say experts from the Guinness Book of World Records, it's the guy with the fingernails. Like he's the representative of everything Guinness Book World Records.
Comes out, it's like, not as long as my fingernails, but pretty big cock. Congratulations. But yeah, so we thought we've done so many pilot ads. We thought maybe we could improvise a pilot ad.
You pitched this before the podcast, before Hamo was here, and I'm still not entirely sure what it means.
Well, I think basically it's Hamo's turn to like read the ad. So I believe Hamo should be the person with erectile dysfunction.
Okay.
And we're the ones helping him get through this with the
that'll be-
magic of pilot.
Yeah.
Now, the reason we should explain that we're recording so many in 1 week is because, well, we're going to be away from each other for a little while and miss each other dearly.
Yeah, but this
And it's going to be really hard for you to get an erection during that time, isn't it? Is that what we're doing? Is that what you're trying to set up for?
Yeah, I mean,
G'day, floggers. When I'm not around my boys, I have a very flaccid cock.
man, when I haven't been in the cabin for a couple of weeks, it's soft on city back at old Muggleton's house.
Yeah.
Is that the same for you, Hamo?
At Casa de Hamilton,
What happened? It's got blue screen of death right now on the Hamo operating system. Control delete.
404, thought not found. I thought he was just experiencing in real time the disappointment of a soft cock.
Don't know what's happening. This is, you are embodying flaccid penis right now. You just like kind of collapse
The
on the
only thing
table a little
softer
bit.
than my cock is my brain.
you know, you just rely on your brain. You're like, oh, there'll be a line there. And then I was like I was just like picturing.
And your brain goes, lines! No. It's been a long time.
I'm picturing the auto cue in my head, and it's just gone to blank.
Just like those novelty guns. Just the flag shoots out with nothing on it. You're like, oh no.
You know, Pixar's Inside, and all the characters are dead. It's like, oh my God, what's happened here? Go to pilot.com today.
If your cock is as empty as Hamo's brain.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't get any blood to my head right now because it's all on my cock.
Thanks
'Cause
to
I took
Pilot.
Thanks to Pilot.
Yeah, so I'll just write it out and read it myself, drop it in later.
If people get the idea, you got a flaccid cock, take Pilot.
Take
Hey,
Pilot.
at least I wore the Pilot shirt for any people that are watching this on YouTube, they'd be like, holy shit, look, that's a smart shirt.
It's truly bizarre to see this shirt like fitting because it's a dress on me. Because we all got double XLs.
It's fantastic
It's like-
on me.
It fits
Perfect
Hamo
size.
perfectly.
Yeah.
You look really good.
Yep. Well, see, at least someone brought something pilot related to the table today. It's probably my turn to write the ad.
Absolutely, it was your turn right there.
That's okay. You had your big show last night.
Had a show. Oh, my mum this morning. We had a big show last night, my biggest show ever. Had about 250 in or something like that, and sold some books after. It was a success. Everyone loved you too.
That's great.
My mum this morning said it was the best she thought she'd seen me, but then she said, Daniel Muggleton's a funny bugger, isn't he? And then she goes, didn't love the outfit.
Imagine that's all it took for you to give it up. Where you're like, oh my God.
You telling me Ronnie doesn't go for it? Well, I'm changing.
I was like, I'm going to make sure I let him know, Mum.
That's so
I
funny.
do my next show in a priest collar. Look, I thought you'd be into this.
That would be so funny to do all your shows in a priest outfit and just never acknowledge it. You do a special in like the Archbishop, you got the big hat and everything.
Dan, what's with the priest collar? I'm pivoting to kid shows.
For the wankathon.
For the Wankathon. I don't know if I mentioned this to you because I met your parents and they were like, big fan. And I was like, oh, it's understandable. And have you guys had this? Because your mum has the exact same voice as my aunt.
Oh.
Have you guys had that thing?
They're the same person. Imagine.
Brother Hamilton.
Previously on Flog Cabin.
I'm an only child. Ronnie Hamilton's like, I had a life before I went into the nunhood. I used to be Dan's aunt.
So same voice, and that threw you.
Well,
Because I haven't seen my aunt in decades. It was like being flashed back.
well, it's like, because, you know, when someone looks like someone else, the doppelganger thing, I think that's like pretty common. But I find like the voice doppelganger is actually like really puzzling. It's like, have you ever met anyone's brother who like you're very close with them and then you meet the brother and they have like the same voice and you're like, but you're not the same guy.
Yeah.
And you like talk to them on the phone.
There are two brothers that train at who teach at my gym or like instructors at my gym. And yeah, it's one of those things. They look so different, but if you close your eyes, you can't tell them apart.
I find it really disconcerting because I think like I think because I get a bit of the face blindness thing.
Yeah.
So like voices are like the thing that I'm like really like I notice people's voices.
I was having coffee with Lacascio recently, and there was a guy at the counter. I'm like, that guy has your voice. Just one of these things of like, it was like almost like people who like throw their voice. Is that a thing? How do people do that?
What do you mean?
Well, like, is that just like a ventriloquist thing where people say, throw your voice? Is that what that is?
I thought ventriloquists like they don't move the mouth.
Yeah, but is like throwing your voice a thing? Or
I
is
used
that
to
just
be convinced that I could throw my voice.
Oh, really?
How? What's the test? Hey, stand over there. I'm gonna see if I can throw my voice.
The Raptor squad's like, there's a second guy.
Look under the bed.
I would try and like change my voice to sound like I was speaking from far away. Like,
Oh,
Tom!
for anyone who might not have picked that up via the microphone, Hamo just yelled. That's all he did. He just yelled.
No, I didn't.
Your voice didn't
No.
change at all.
Like, is there a fourth guy on this podcast? Get him a microphone.
Hold on. He's like, Tom!
Yeah, if Hamo, I don't know how to explain this to you, but if someone's far away, then your voice should be quieter.
No, but it sounds, you can see with the tone. Tom!
So you think do you think throwing your voice is actually just making sure someone who's standing a long way away can hear you? Well, the voice is here, but it's also there.
Well, it's supposed to be, you sound like I'm standing over there yelling over at you, but I'm here.
You think throwing your voice means it sounds like you're far away, but putting your voice back this way?
Yeah.
So your voice should sound like the recipient of a yell.
You're throwing your voice as if my voice would be over there talking to you here.
I kind of get what you mean, but also
That's what else would throwing your voice mean?
Like it just means that it sounds like it's not coming from this location. Like the location that you're currently in. But like it's not like throwing it over, that's yelling. Like yelling is throwing it over there.
You're wrong.
who said that?
Is there some guy behind the curtain?
No. That's how it works.
That's how it works? Okay. But anyway,
Anyway.
you thought you could throw your voice.
Yeah, people are going to be impressed on the Flog cabin to hear. They're like, oh, wow, Hammo's really good at throwing his voice.
Have you ever heard Rob Brydon does that thing about the man in the tiny box?
Tiny box? Yeah, see, that is brilliant. Because like it's like, he puts it like inside himself.
I'm thinking about what's going on.
Yep.
Something like that.
I'm a man in a tiny box.
Yeah.
I'm down here.
No.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. But it's like he can, because like he
it's coming
closes
from
his throat
the bottom of his
somehow.
throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like, so you've had the voice doppelganger. Do you not find it disconcerting? Like, especially over the phone? Because like, yeah, like one of my mates, like I've been dealing with his brother for like some video editing stuff. And I'm just like, I know nothing about this man, but I know everything about this man, like his voice, you know? Like it just sounds like a guy I know, but it's a different man. I find it very, no, okay, just me. Just me.
Sure, I guess. I don't viscerally feel it. Hammer's checked out.
So when you heard my mum and it's a reminder of your aunt, did that make you like or dislike my mum in any way because of the connection to your aunt?
It made me feel like I knew her.
Oh, okay.
Like, is it like, I'm familiar with this person, like I've known her for a very long time, even though that was my first time meeting her.
So it wasn't disconcerting. It was actually, in fact, the opposite. Is what you're saying.
But no, it's disconcerting because like I know factually in my head that I don't know it. Like I'm like, this is a brand new person. Like this isn't Dorina.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why. Oh, we didn't talk about this. My dad met Hammer on the street the other day.
Yeah.
On the street.
Yep. About just before 8 in the morning, I came into the city to do interview for the radio.
Police report? What are you doing? It was 7:57.
Sorry, can you say that closer to my chest?
Well, I'd gone in to do a radio interview, and it turned out that I was there on the wrong day, and so I was getting in an Uber to head home with my tail between my legs, and there he was, Nick Witcombe.
And he's like, why are you wearing that tail?
He goes, Andrew, and he goes, Nick Witcombe, Tom's dad, and I was like, g'day, and then I said, I'm going with Tom to Wollongong tonight. We exchanged some pleasantries, and he walked off, and I jumped in the Uber, and I texted Tom immediately.
But the point being, because my dad called me that night when I was in the car with Hammer, and he was almost like apologetic. He was like, I kind of realized I feel like I know him, but he has no idea who I am. Because he's like, I see him online, and I listen to the podcast, and then I kind of was like, oh, Andrew. And I'm like, oh, wait, this guy doesn't know who I am at all.
Wait, your dad listens to the podcast?
Occasionally, yeah. I don't know if he'd be listening right now.
Well, if there's any lesson in this, floggers, if you see me, you don't know me, do not approach me.
Unless you work in a kitchen and have some cheese and ham and tomato in there.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Or a beer.
Or now a baklava as well.
You're accepting baklavas?
I have already, so I should continue that.
I thought it was a one and done kind of scenario.
Oh, it was so good.
You're like, I don't know about this Middle Eastern cookie.
Yeah, you know what they say, once you go baklava, you'll never go.
Should we just walk off? The first walkout pod ending? We just ended, it's over?
They're like, wow, Hammer really did throw his voice at the end. No, he left.
Man, he's getting better.
See you, Tom.
God damn it. I had a thing because we got to go.
I think we're good. I think all this stays in.
There was like a thing. Why do I know that thing?
I got some hot elevator chat if you want that. Got some real hot elevator chat.
Because let's be honest, if we don't do it now, you're not going to remember this in September.
Yep, go. Elevator chat, do it.
Oh, I would remember it, but okay, so I don't know if anyone.
Hammer doesn't remember things he says, but he remembers things he didn't say.
Just a lot of ghosts of conversations past up there. It's like a fucking World War II gravesite.
It's like the Christmas story. Like, Hammer, let's see a world where you did tell the story about the elevators. Ooh. Oh, it's exactly the same. Nothing changed.
So there's
two more people listen to your podcast.
There's an elevator company.
Schindler's Lift.
Schindler's Lifts.
No, there's not. What? Schindler's Lifts?
Have you not seen this?
No.
The elevator's here, I'm pretty sure.
I think of Kreisenpup or whatever it is. That's what I think of.
Okay, so I've seen it. I've seen it forever. Schindler's Lifts, and I'm like, okay, that's someone with a great sense of humor that they've come up with that. Right?
Yes.
And so I was like, I looked up the company history to be like, what was the reason? It turns out this came before the list, before the Schindler list. Schindler's Lifts was created in like the late 1800s.
I love the idea of Oscar Schindler in a lift, and he sees this. I was like, "Wait a minute, I can fix everything."
The first motorized elevator or something came in like late 1800s, early 1900s.
Really?
But Robert Schindler was involved in just like machines, and then they started this lift business, and I was like, "What do you know?"
And just like Schindler's List, not everybody can get on.
But because I was thinking like, what came first, the funny name or the
Holocaust?
That old brain teaser.
or the business? But I mean, at some point after the horrors of World War II, they must have been like, are we still locking in this name? But yeah, why would you change it? You're like, we were around long before. We were here in the 1800s, motherfucker.
You got to imagine whoever works at Schindler's Lifts when that movie came out going, "Oh no, this is a fucking nightmare." Please don't tell me there's a scene in an
No, we're
elevator.
not associated with the major motion picture. No, we think it's a fantastic movie. No, it's got nothing to do with the elevators.
Just like the marketing department, they're just like, all right, what about this? 6 million people elevated. I think that figure's inflated. No. Come on, listen to me. Just go with it.
The lift is entirely grey, but there's a little speck of red.
Just like, all right, so we got a commercial. It's Liam Neeson. He's in the lift, and someone's trying to get on, and is like, "This ring."
Hitler was a lift.
Did you say Hitler was a lift? Just one of the worst non sequiturs ever.
What? I don't get.
Well,
somebody get it too?
a conspiracy theory about Hitler was a Jew.
Guy in the yard could tell me Hitler was a lift.
Stupid.
I mean, how do you think he got to his bunker? Hitler's lift.
But I had to look it up because I was just for so long. Every time I get in an elevator, I'm like, was this a piss take that like turned into a business? Like that's kind of like how my pizza store came around. It was like these pizzas suck. What if I just started my own? They're like, we should get, a funny name for a business would be Schindler's Lifts. I'm looking up into how to design elevators now because I've got too much money.
Oh.
So you saying that Schindler's Lift is also a money laundering operation?
Well, I'm just saying I'm glad it's not. I looked into it, it's not. But there were question marks.
But like what? It was the late 1900s, 1800s, sorry? Like maybe it was an opium laundering operation.
Okay. All right. Or
what were they doing back then?
prostitution, gambling. What else did Al Capone get up to?
Bootlegging.
Bootlegging. Well,
That was like the 1800s.
No, it was like, well, I mean, this
1930s?
that was like the 1920s.
Yeah.
Prohibition era.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Well,
yes, before.
See you guys in 6 weeks, I guess.
no, it's okay. Hammer will keep talking to us, just keep throwing his voice. Boys, Hats, I'm in Brunswick Hats. What are you guys up to?
It's like Return of the Jedi. He's everywhere.
Man, Yoda was so good at throwing his voice. He was dead, and he still threw it.
Threw it from beyond the grave.
Jedi you are.
Hammer's got the mic nowhere near his mouth. No one's going to hear that, but good on you.
I was throwing my voice by being just far away.
No, you're throwing the mic.
Hey, I'm throwing my voice right now. Trust me, the mic is heaps far away. It was next to my mouth. That's the joke. All right, we're going to get out of here. Thank you for joining us in the cabin for yet another week.
I'll see you boys in a few weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, this will come out where it's whatever. But look, I'll miss you.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll miss the cabin.
There we go.
I'll be at home with my boy and his big cock.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Fun? Don't love that. What fun's going to be had?
Not the cock part. Being at home with your son.
Well, you saying my kid's big cock isn't fun? Talking about my boy like that?
I'm sorry that I've spoken about your son's cock at all.
That's okay. I'm allowed to speak about it.
Okay.
And it's going to be in the Guinness World Book next year.
I believe it.
It'd be so funny because you got to go and like take your son out of the hospital now and like, look, we've been listening to your podcast. Some pretty weird things.
We've actually got people from.
They're like, look, we know it's your first kid, but like, it's not actually that big.
Yeah.
You want to see a big baby cock? Come with us.
We don't let them take those home. We keep them here.
All right, that's the end. Look, I just want you to check the Dodgems, would you?
Yeah, and stay flogged up.
Bye.